iserver can be used to fetch redfish attributes and data from the redfish enabled endpoint like server. Let's see how it works. iserver get redfish URI. That's what we want to get. We have to at least specify the IP of the redfish endpoint. So here I select or define an IP of one of the servers, which is IP reachable from the location where I run iserver and is redfish enabled. In this example, I do not specify the username and password because they are pre-configured for this specific endpoint. Alternatively, you have to define options for username and password, and then you can hit enter to see what the command will do for you. The URI option has not been specified and by default is the root URI. So it will be redfish v1 type of output that we expect on the screen upon successful authentication on the selected endpoint. So let me scroll up. The requested URI was root, where the root means in fact redfish/v1. So whatever you specify as an argument to this command will be after redfish v1 prefix, and then we get the set of attributes which are under the redfish tree. So let's say that we run this command again, but this time we specify the URI, and let's say we select the systems. You can also specify systems in the context of Cisco UCS will be very short data, which has to be then added with the system ID. But instead of knowing the system ID, you can just say system ID in capitals, and then it will be automatically replaced with the proper system ID of the selected endpoint. So that's what I do right now. We get on the screen the data under the redfish object tree, which is under redfish v1 systems, and the system ID that has been replaced with the proper one for that specific endpoint. And then we get whatever is under the system. We could keep on going and exploring the redfish tree like this, but it can be time consuming to explore the entire tree. So there are a few options that you might find useful. One of them is deep. It took a while to execute, as well as you also get much longer output, because what I have requested in this command was I asked the system to start with the systems-system ID location and recursively get all the child objects which are under this selected root. So the output might be quite long, and it is long in this example, but on the flip side you get a big chunk of the entire redfish tree using the simple deep option into the command run. And you can also use some other attributes of this command to make it easier to find specific keys or values. So if you are searching for specific attributes and you don't know where exactly they are located, options, key and value options might be quite helpful. How it works? Let's say I ask iserver to inspect the entire tree which is rooted at system ID. That's what deep parameter is asking for. And I say select only the key, and right now I will select, for example, the key here. Only select the attributes with the key like this. While behind the scenes, the same amount of work has been done by iserver, because it was fetching using redfish API all the objects rooted at the selected URI. But what we get on the screen is only the path, the URI, as well as only the selected attributes which contain the key defined in the command option. If you do not know the exact key name, you can also specify it in the following format, which will ask iserver to select all the URI objects and attributes that have key with the volume in its with the volume string. And again, all redfish API objects were collected in a recursive way, analyzed, and only the redfish URIs as well as the attributes that contain where the key contains the volume string are shown. So here, this was the reason to select this specific URI, and here we have the volume string here and here as well as here, etc. Right? That's why we see this output. In a similar fashion, you can search for values. You could also search for keys and values, but let's right now only search for value as an example. And let's say we want to have the value, and we will only select, for example, integer values which are greater than 2000. And we get all the URIs as well as key and values where the value is first of all integer, and the integer value is greater than the value of 2000. You could also, for example, have the value which is string. So let's say you say in, and then it will be optimal. Here we get the URI and the key value that contains optimal in a value of any key. So to sum it up, you can explore the redfish objects on a selected endpoint using the different starting point for your search through the redfish tree. You can do the search or do the run the command in the recursive way using deep option, and you can also search for keys and values if you would like to get some specific data or attributes from redfish tree. Thank you.